And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. The reception good for 7. It's third down.
When you execute a drag or a crossing route really well and give them a chance to let it develop a little bit, you can gain some significant yardage hitting your tight end on that one.
Savage on third. And finding Fedorowicz. Texans passing game in rhythm right now, picking up another first. And with that last play, he's now up over that 300-yard mark.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels routine. And I hate that when you talk about a 300-yard passing game. To me, 300 yards still signifies excellence, and he's achieved that in this performance.
Escaping the pressure right. Right side, caught Fedorowicz. And this time not quite to the 30. He'll be down at the 31-yard line. That throw good for 4. It's second down. They go play action with Miller. Now it's Savage. Oh, a battle for it here, and this will be caught. Texans passing game in rhythm right now, picking up another first. They go play action here on first down. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Demarcus Lawrence. He's the one that got to him. He takes him down for a loss of 9. Time for a break. We'll come back for the electrifying conclusion after this. So it's Texans football as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. To throw on second down is Savage. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Demarcus Lawrence in there to take him down, and the clock will roll.
Brandon, you got to have some urgency here. You got to get the guys back to the line of scrimmage, but the problem is they're all 30 yards downfield after that play.
They'll look to throw. And Miller with it over the middle. And he'll be brought down at the 21, just shy of the 20 in the red zone. A crazy sequence here. A huge gain that time, but it still leaves them well short for fourth down. Fourth down, desperation time for Savage. And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. Will Fuller from 21 yards away. And now the Texans are within a 2-point conversion of tying up this game. A big spot now for the Texans as they'll try for 2. Back to throw. Flush to his right. And this one's incomplete. And a failure to convert and tie the game. Now the pressure shifts back to the defense.
But I think it was the right play. I think it was the right call to try and tie the game there. Kick an extra point, you're still down 1. What's the sense? I like what they did.
That'll be taken in the end zone. Now a hit and a loose football. And the Texans scoop it. And in for the score. Are you kidding me? They return it and they take the lead.
Wow. I know it's a never-say-never situation, but to me, that looks like that's the one that's going to finish them off.
The score that puts them in front here late, but now you got to rally your kick team, don't you, and say the last thing we need is a big return.
And what happens is guys get overeager, get out of their lane because they're so excited they want to make the last tackle. You mess up, could come back at you a long way.
That's fielded in the end zone. So out come the Cowboys now as their offense gets set to take over. They're down here in a 1-score game, but the time, it's a factor, but it's not a huge factor right now, is it?
It's really not, because this amount of time gives them a chance to run their offense, to go through play sequences. And this is what they work on every week in practice, usually on a Friday. They go over this type of a situation, late game situation. What are we going to do when we have the opportunity? They've called these plays a bunch of times. Now's their chance to execute them.
Well, they have the opportunity now. Here's the execution. Oh, what a juke into space. He takes it across for the touchdown, and they've taken the lead late in the final minute of the fourth.
Wow. Wow.
Well, at this stage in the fourth, I thought they might work it down the field a little differently, but they go with a run. Hole opens up, and he's gone.
Were we mind melding there? Because you're thinking differently, meaning throwing the ball, right?
Yeah.
I'm with you. With that time on the clock, I thought the ball would be in the air on just about every play. And they came back and got him with a surprise because I think the defense was planning for that as well. That took some fortitude as a play caller. Give him high marks for making it happen.
Defense.
So flag for the contact, pass interference.
And I know that you're going to look at me and roll your eyes, and rightfully so, because you know what I'm going to say. Doesn't the defender have a right to the football as well?
No, I don't like defenders.
That's because you spent too much time with me. Okay, I'll side with you on this one. This is the correct call.
And they'll get set here looking for the two-point conversion. Here's Prescott. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. He's at the 50, 30, 20, 10, 5, and he takes it all the way back. It's a pick two, if you will, as that play backfires in a big way.
Well, that decision to me was all about pulling up the chart. You know, that beautiful chart that tells you when to go for two, when to go for one. I do love it. It helps you with your decision-making during heated times. And just look at it right here in this point of the game. Go for two. Try and make it a field goal difference.
But now just up one makes the rest of this fourth quarter. Now a loose football. The ball comes out. It's picked up by the Cowboys. Well, fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
And he's got his favorite target yet again. It's complete. The completion good for 3, and it's second down.
I think it's okay there. They didn't get a whole lot on that play, but it's nice to have a safety valve that's built like this guy. Big target, guy you can spot pretty easily. Put it on him when your other targets aren't open.
He's back to throw. He'll buy some time right. He's got his tight end on the corner route. It's complete. He got 29 yards that time. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. Offense comes to the line now, 1st and 10. He'll look to throw. Steps away to his left. And here he'll get it down to the 7. Now a second timeout called for by the defense. That'll leave him with just 1 remaining in this fourth quarter of play. Back to throw. Eluding the pressure, and he's got it. It's caught for a touchdown. And they have taken the lead here in the final seconds.
So for those of little faith, guess what? It got done. They now have the lead with that touchdown this late in the contest. I wonder if that was a play they were holding or a play that they just knew would work from past experience.
Well, I just saw it in their eyes on the sideline before starting that last drive, and they did. You're right. They got it done. Looks like they're going to be the winners. And this one's caught. And their fourth quarter lead grows by a couple more. And, of course, on the 2-point try, had the option to run or pass. They pass it there, and it works.
Felt pretty straightforward, didn't it? An open receiver, ball's put on him, 2 points for them.
Bailey now to kick this one away. This is fielded at the goal line. And some room to roam now. And now nothing but green ahead of him. The 20. And he's all the way in for the touchdown. I don't see any flags, Charles. And in the final stages, the return touchdown has him an extra point away from tying this up.
You're exactly right. The field is clean. It's going to count. Obviously, the excitement level here is almost a fever pitch. Down one. It's tempting to go for two. I say you go ahead and kick the extra point. You got the home crowd carried into overtime.
I'm with you. I do see some fans, though, holding up 2 fingers. Easy now.
Yeah, but they're not the ones who have to actually make that call, are they?
From the goal line all the way to the other goal line on that one. A full 100-yard return on the kickoff. Set to go now with the kickoff. These two teams all even again as we continue in this wild fourth quarter. Very short kick. This will be taken by one of the up men. And heavy contact. He is knocked down hard at the 19. And now here come the Cowboys. They're set for their first drive here in overtime, and this is where the crowd can really become a factor.
They've had to battle it all day, but I know what you're saying. In overtime, that gets doubled, doesn't it? At least, because now the crowd really wants to be involved and help their team, and that first drive can dictate the whole thing because they know if this team takes it downfield and scores a touchdown, it's game over.
And it's been loud in here so far. The first down throw coming. Savage flushed out right. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And they're going to get this one all the way out across the 45. 23 yards on the play.
Normally when I talk about DeAndre Hopkins, I'm talking about accomplishments. In this case, I'm remembering that he lost nearly 600 yards in receiving from 2015. He had less than 1,000 last year.
Yeah, and his touchdowns dropped from 11 to 4, so now he's hoping for more consistent quarterback play. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. That one goes for 24 yards.
Brandon, that's a huge completion there. That puts them in field goal range, but let's face it, they don't want 3 here. They want 6. With these overtime rules, a touchdown finishes it off.
Yeah, looking to win it right away. Good to know, though, that they have 3 in their back pocket if they need it. And he'll be knocked down sideways. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down.
So, Brandon, when this offense gathers together to watch tape for this game, they're going to be feeling pretty good about themselves until the coaches get upset about the play we just saw. But you know their defense is going to be. But we put up big points all game long. The defense is going to win one every now and then.
On second down, here's Savage. Oh, there's that man again. It's complete. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. The reception good for 7. It's third down. He's padding his already great numbers here in overtime. More importantly, though, moving his guys downfield.
And I think that's exactly what's going through his head right now. Moving them downfield, putting them in a position to win the game. The stats, that's for the fantasy guys. I know they're enjoying that show.
A bullet throw, but incomplete.
I'm not sure we could spot any tendency here on this third down. They could have run it or passed it. Either one was available. They chose to try and get it through the air, but they were unsuccessful.
So here we go. Maybe the biggest kick of the game forthcoming. This to at least get them a lead here in overtime. All right, so they're able to put 3 on the board here on the opening drive of OT, and now it'll be up to their defense to try and see this one out.
So remember now, a field goal on this next drive would get us to sudden death. Any kind of turnover or turnover on downs would end the game, as would any touchdown. So this one's still very much up in the air.
Here now we look at Jason Witten. And a bounce back here for him after a slow start. And sometimes that's how it goes with tight ends. Those catches in their games, they can go in waves at that position.
And you get so locked into stopping them that you think, okay, hey, look at that. We've held them down. And the best ones, you really don't hold down for an entire game. They're going to get their catches. Your job is to keep them from being big-time catches that break you down totally.
And give them 14 yards that time and a fresh. Oh, it's intercepted. That'll seal it. Picked off by Marcus Gilchrist. And that's how this one ends in dramatic fashion in overtime with the interception.